Breathe on me, breath of God, fill me with life anew, that I may love what thou dost love, and do what thou wouldst do. This verse of Christian hymn is on my mind. Old-fashioned now, but very meaningful, isn't it? Breath we associate with life, of course, and also with the Holy Spirit. Jesus breathes on them and they receive the Holy Spirit in the story. And it's his spirit in his mind, his intention, his being that we receive. And it transforms us. It just does. Miraculously at conversion from our view, but ongoing afterwards in our experience. Yesterday I had a lovely day, went to Auckland on the train, took my friend to see his friend, then slipped away into Devonport, a couple of bookshops. Lovely manager or owner there, no, he was the owner, wasn't he? In a second-hand bookshop there. He finds a book that I've been hunting for and couldn't get because of reprint, and tells me how to get it online. And no matter how much I wanted him to get it, so that I paid him his due price, he wouldn't. He just wanted to bless me, you see. Well, lovely bloke. And a ferry was delayed, only about 10 minutes. And I got to the Britomart sort of area, in the central Auckland. And I set off to walk at a brisk pace. Sort of slow run, really, that I could maintain to get to the Strand to catch the train. I missed it by about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. And I knew that meant a 2-hour wait. So I thanked God for the difficulty. Thanked God for having run but not succeeded in getting. Was able to just put it in his hands. Talked to the girl, found a cafe that was there at the Strand station itself. And it's a cafe that's absurdly hard to find from the station. You don't think it exists, although there is something to say it exists somewhere on the platform where you were as you came off. But it doesn't seem to be there. But I had time to kill, if you like. So I did explore further along the track, where it basically said no admittance. And a door at the end, which was shut, of course. And I thought it was going to be locked, but I tested. It was opened into a hallway, which again didn't show an obvious cafe until you took a few steps into it, and then there was a cafe at the end. Nobody in it, of course, because you couldn't find it. And I chatted to the lady there, young, but responsible. I guess she's a mum, in fact. She's probably a young mum. She had just about no customers during the next couple of hours. Well, and then after about an hour and a half, news came through that the train that would come was delayed by a fire in the station on the line down the track. And the delay could be a few hours. Didn't know. But I was listening to my recordings and read a tiny bit of the Bhagavad Gita and was sitting in this sort of sun lounge area, alone, away from the cafe actually. Couldn't actually see her in the cafe area. But it's all part of the cafe. And the door open onto a view of the railway line, of course, and the trains, electric ones that were still being shunted around. Yeah, and then went through near the time when perhaps it might be there, you know. It was an hour or so late. But by then I'd sat down on a sort of sofa type arrangement they had near the cafe, in the cafe part itself. And there was another chap on the bench. Of course I could have sat on a bench where there was nobody, but I sat within range of him, you know. And we had a great conversation about trains. And I realised he really did know about trains. I don't know how old the man was. Sure, I say 50-something. And then we got on the train together and we stayed together because we had a great conversation. You see, we'd been talking for a long time before the train came. It was a day in which I left my cards all over the place. Chap busking in the street, the bookshop man. I was a blessing to my friend and his friend in different ways. I don't mean I talk religion to people. I know I'm talking religion to you, or, you know, something spiritual, but I let the conversation go the way it goes. I try to keep it off of bad topics, of course, but yeah. But I'm ever feeling the presence of this desire to be a blessing, a help, to understand and to value. I don't want to mean to blow my own trumpet here in some spiritual way, but there's a loveliness of, I think it is the presence of God. I don't know, of course. I'm still blessed by the uncertainty and the freedom to do how I feel. But I so often feel to be such a blessing, if I can be, to others. Just good company if I can be appreciative, value them, listen to them, encourage them in anything I see and detect and feel is good. I trust. I don't know, but I trust. It's the Holy Spirit within me, the love of God, to all that he loves, all that he's made. And the train gets into, well, we talk for a long while on the train, and a chap across the corridor, you know, the gap between one side of the carriage and the other, he's sitting there alone, and suddenly he joins in the conversation. He's drawn into it, he can hear. And we've still got another hour or so to chat. The train journey's absurdly long anyway. It's a 2.5-hour journey. And in spite of the train rattling along at good speed for a New Zealand train, and it still was held up in all sorts of places. And you know, even like with the lady in the buffet car, younger girl, again, you could be a blessing just in buying a sandwich, you know. Left her a card too. You know, a card to say what my YouTube is, just so they've got access, if God stirs them in that way. It's the only way I advertise my YouTube channel, so to speak. Yeah. I did purpose in the morning that I would give out a lot of cards because I so seldom go to Auckland. And I did. Probably in the day I gave out, I'm guessing 6 or 7 cards. No, more than that. Could be 8 or 9. But the three of us chatted on to Hamilton, and I was able to give them both a card each, of course. And they gave me theirs. We all exchanged our business cards, so to speak. It was fun. Both expressed the need for us to meet again. It was the most incredibly successful chat. Long. 3 strangers relating, chatting. 3 blokes. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. So I had a simply lovely day. Blessed by the love of God. It could have been a most incredibly frustrating day. And it wasn't. Now I really think it's because when I'm faced with any difficulty, especially minor ones, I thank God for it, dismiss the badness, so to speak, and claim my new birthright, so to speak, that this is God's blessing. And I trust him for it. It meant I missed my much valued house meeting in the evening because I was so late. Didn't get in until, I don't know, 20 to 10 by the time I got home at night. And instead of going to the house meeting by 7 o'clock. I just missed it. I didn't in any way let it aggravate me. I just took it as, well, God's doing something. I'm going to trust him that he is. And then just carried on using the time as best as, listening to my recordings alone there to begin with. And so on. And he turns the day into such a blessing. Right from the morning, actually. There were tiny things that didn't fit in the day. I left the house, got part way through the station walking. It's, a quarter of an hour's walk to the station. And I'd forgotten a necessary transport ticket for Auckland. It was in the car, so I had to walk back to the car and get it, and that made me a bit late for the morning train, but I managed to catch that on time. Not too late for my friend to be anxious meeting me on the platform. At each stage, you see, of minor inconsistencies, things that didn't fit, it was no problem to just say, well, I trust you for that, Lord. I did the necessary speeding up, very fast walk getting to the station, and faster than I would want, but nothing that was going to overstress, you understand. The day followed that sort of pattern and was lovely. Weather was perfect. Ate things that I didn't really want to eat, but it was something to do, pass the time, But it was still vegetarian. Bought a drink because there was nothing else to buy on the station that actually had colouring and stuff sugar, and I wouldn't have wanted to drink that normally, but I couldn't think what else to buy, but dismissed it as, well, it's a one-off, it's not that important. Thank you, Lord. I trust you for it. Now you may think that's ridiculous, those sort of things. But instead of letting minor things that you might be critical of seep into your well-being and happiness and joy, thanking God for them negates that and leaves you at peace and at ease to notice the opportunities that are always there by the grace and the love of God, caring for you, providing, making your day another wonderful experience in this universe. You just listen to those words again at the beginning of this recording. I'll give you the tune just so you know it, not because I'm the most wonderful singer, of course, but just so you know the tune. It's a blessing to you. Sing it like a mantra, repeat it many times, occasionally. You'll find there's an astonishing blessing comes upon you. Breathe on me, breath of God, fill me with life anew, that I may love what thou dost love, and do what thou wouldst do. Repeat many times. Bless you, and you will be blessed. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.